Experts say the first transplant operation was carried out in 1823. A German doctor placed skin from a woman's leg on her nose. By 1863, a French scientist showed that the body rejects tissue transplants from one person to another. 40 years later, a German scientist found that this rejection was carried out by the body's defense system, attacking the foreign tissue. Rejection continued to be a problem well into the 20th century. In 1958, French Dr. Jean Dosset discovered a system for tissue matching. This is a way to make sure that the tissue to be transplanted is as similar as possible to the patient's own tissue.
In 1972, Swiss scientist Jean Borel discovered that the drug cyclosporin could stop the body from rejecting the new organ or tissue. Cyclosporin is a natural product made from a fungus found in soil. Cyclosporin was approved for use in the United States in 1983. Experts say the use of this drug is the most important reason for the success of transplant operations today.
More than 20 different organs and tissues can be transplanted from one person to another. The organ most commonly transplanted is the kidney. The success rate of kidney transplants is very high. Some kidney transplant patients have survived for more than 40 years. Another commonly transplanted organ is the liver. It is the only organ in the body that can grow to normal size from a small piece. Doctors can remove part of a liver from a person and place it into a patient who has liver failure. After the operation, both livers will grow to full size.
The South African doctor Christian Barnard performed the first successful heart transplant in 1967. Many more heart transplants have been done since cyclosporin was approved for use. Experts say the number of heart transplants decreased last year. They say the demand for heart transplants has slowed because of improvements in medical processes and better treatments for heart disease. Sometimes lung disease damages the heart, so doctors must replace both the heart and the lungs. The pancreas and the intestines are two other organs that can be transplanted.
Doctors also perform tissue transplants. The most common is a blood transfusion. People may receive blood after an operation or accident. Blood is considered a tissue. Other tissue transplants involve skin, bone marrow, blood vessels, and corneas. Corneal transplants improve the sight of people whose eyes have been damaged by injury or infection. Such operations have a success rate of more than 90%.
Skin transplants reduce the chance of infection in severely burned areas of skin. These transplants remain on the body for several weeks. This is done until skin from another part of the patient's body can be used for a permanent transplant. Bone marrow transplants are for people who have diseases such as leukemia, a cancer of the blood. Doctors remove marrow from the hip bone of a healthy person. Then they place it into the sick person where the marrow begins to produce healthy blood cells. Bones can be transplanted too. In some countries, doctors have even transplanted arms and hands.